In the weeks and months before Election Day, Texas Democrats had hoped for a blue wave to sweep over the state in the presidential race, the Senate races, and more. But you can see from this map of the results that didn't really happen. Patrick Perez explains why.
The red state of Texas is staying red. It's what Governor Greg Abbott predicted would happen a day before the election, and that includes some U.S. House seats Democrats had hoped to flip. Incumbent Republican Representative Michael McCall defeated his Democratic opponent, Mike Siegel, with nearly 30,000 more votes for Texas District 10. The same happened in the race for District 21 between incumbent Republican Representative Chip Roy and Democrat Wendy Davis. In 2018, the margins in both races were much smaller. So what happened here? I asked UT Professor of History and Public Policy, Dr. Jeremy Suri.
I don't see evidence that there's an upswelling of new conservatives moving to these parts of Central Texas. What I do see is that the conservatives who are already there being more politically charged than they've been before.
Dr. Suri suspects these Republican voters felt threatened by the left-leaning candidates and showed up to keep the seats red, and the numbers prove it. More Republicans voted in these races this year than they did in 2018. The Dems did too, but they didn't get enough votes.
They need to get even more of the new voters, the young voters out. You still have a large gap in the young voter turnout and the possibility that you have in the community.
But perhaps some positive news for Democrats. Williamson County voters narrowly favoring Joe Biden over President Trump. They haven't favored a Democratic presidential candidate in at least 3 decades, a sign of changing demographics.
I think you have the new voters who are coming in who are probably much more progressive and going to vote, more likely to vote Democrat. And then you have some Republicans who will cross over on certain issues, and perhaps they're even persuaded.
For now, Democrats will have to look to the future for a change in color. In Austin, I'm Patrick Perez.